Hey, what's good everybody? SaberWolf94 with another deck profile, and we're gonna do Dark once again. I know I've done a couple of these, I'm pretty sure, but they're pretty fun. I really like these Dark decks. I wish I had some of the expanded shit, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. So I call this deck basically Darkrai Turbo because this is a super fast, extreme fucking ass deck that if it starts to get going, it's gonna fuck people up and they won't even realize what the fuck's happening. So we got our typical dark shit, guys. I suppose I'm gonna start with the new face, I guess. Darkrai GX. This card came in Burning Shadows. Saw a little bit of hype. Didn't do a lot of shit, but I think it's a great card. With Revival, I think that's what it was called originally, and they changed it to Restoration. What the fuck? But anyway, if this guy's in your discard pile, you can grab him, and if there's a dark energy as well, you grab that too. So it's like you get a free energy, like Ray Eels, like Dynamo or shit. It's got two solid attacks. Dark Cleave does 130 for 3, and it's not going to be affected by resistance. This can be very handy because there are Pokemon that resist Dark, namely Fairy Pokemon. So you don't have to worry about that at least if you're attacking with this guy. And Dead End GX, we're not exactly going to utilize this. We only have one way to utilize this in this deck, but I guess there, if it's affected by if a Pokemon is affected by a special condition, you knock it out. So if you can pull this off on a GX Pokemon, you're very golden. But we don't really, like I've said, have ways to inflict special conditions in this deck. But this is like the one of the guys, one of the Darkrai guys, I guess. The other guys I'm going to talk about is Darkrai EX. So originally I was running none of this guy and two of this guy, and it was pretty much a Turbo Dark yveltal deck. But then I thought to myself, I have so many ways to like build energy and do sort of shit, and I kind of changed this deck around. Some of the cards that I'm going to talk about weren't here before, but you know, one of this and one of yveltal is the way to go, I feel like. If you get a bunch of dark energies in play, this attack Dark Pulse is going to kill pretty much anything. You guys should know. This card has done a lot of shit. I'm pretty sure you know. Dark Pulse is going to do 20 damage and 20 more for each darkness energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So very powerful attacker. I mean, even if we just have like 2 darkness energy on this guy, he's going to do like 60. That's as much as yveltal does when your opponent doesn't have energy either. So it's pretty decent. And I've mentioned yveltal EX. We still run this guy. I still feel this is a pretty solid card. It can do some shit, attack early. And obviously, Gardevoir resists this guy. And man, it's really because of Gardevoir that dark decks just aren't the shit anymore, I feel like. But yeah, this is still a pretty good card. So these are the like 2 prize guys. There's Tabulela too, but this is like a support Pokemon. You can obviously attack with this guy too, but as you guys know, it's mainly for grabbing supporters. And last guys, it's the standard yveltal. You guys should know the drill. Very good basic Pokemon, good HP, good attacks, nice resistance to fighting. We're going to use Oblivion Wind if we open with this guy. Grab energies from the discard pile, attach them, get going. Along with Darkrai GX and this card, we can get some good energy acceleration going, and this guy can get pretty powerful. Now for the other card that isn't usually in here, this is Darkrai from Burning Shadows. So I really thought this was a cool card when I saw it, and I still do, but he's kind of it's kind of shitty to say this, but he is kind of a softie. 120 HP is standard, is good for a base Pokemon, of course, but I would have really loved if it was like 130 or some shit, or if it had like one a treat or something. But yeah, he's still kind of a big basic Pokemon, and we're going to use this for Dark Raid. It does 80 for 3, it's DC compatible too, solid attack, but if your opponent has used the GX attack, it's going to do straight up 160 for 3. So this is what we aim to do. If your opponent uses their GX attack, maybe they use like Rampage GX, do this shit early, and what have you, we can start doing fuckloads of damage, and we only give one prize with this guy. So that's cool. Hypnoblast does 2 for 30 and Auto Sleep. It's not the greatest attack in the world, but I suppose it's the same as Kyogre EX's Water Pulse, I believe. This is basically the only way for us to inflict a special condition for Dead End to work. If we pull this off, maybe it might happen. So as you guys can see, this is a very low Pokemon deck. It's just 10 Pokemon, all basics. This is why this deck can be turbo and super powerful, because we run a lot of basic Pokemon. In most cases with these dark decks, if you're not running stage Pokemon, you have a lot of space because you get covered, with your basics. I have like 10 basics here, so I'm all good. I don't need to put any more basics so that I don't mulligan and shit. So we get a lot of space. We don't need many Pokemon. Now, one of the things though is if Jolteon manages to sets up on you, you're kind of screwed. You can't really do shit. You can only do like Hypnoblast and hope that they stay asleep and not switch and shit. That's about the only thing you can do. Now, this isn't very likely because that Pokemon isn't like very popular, and you're turbo shit, so hopefully you're good to go before that shit is ready. But I just thought I'd mention it. Usually I build decks where I do have techs for like instant losses like that, but in this case, I decided to just say fuck it. One thing you can do that I might do, that I can do, is run a 1-1 Umbreon GX line. 1 EV, 1 Umbreon GX. Umbreon GX is pretty good too. People might think it's shit, but I think it's a cool card. In this dark deck, of course, is right at home. Or do the Zoroark from Breakthrough. That's very good too. That's another option. You put the Floatstone on that guy, and you have free retreat around the board too, which is kind of something this deck is missing. And if you have it, I don't, but if I did, I'll probably use it. The Zoroark GX, of course, from Shining Legends. So these are the Pokemon. There's Mime too, as always. What's up, Mime? So just 10 basic Pokemon. Like I've said, you can play it like this and risk being fucked by, lockdown Pokemon like Jolteon. We're good with the Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales, because we do have regular basics. But yeah. So the trainer line, that's where the shit starts. Because we have a lot of space, I run one of my favorite techs, that is Enhance Hammer. Get rid of those special energies. Pretty good. And Field Blower, gotta run this, of course. Tool removal. Uh, right. Fuck with Garbodor, get rid of our opponent's annoying tools. Maybe some annoying stadiums too. And for the turbo engine shit, of course, we're gonna run Professor's Letter and 4 Ultra Ball. And you guys know from other decks that I've posted and other shit that I've done, this is like some Ray Eels Yu-Gi-Oh shit. You grab a lot of cards, Professor's Letter, you ditch them in the discard pile, you grab them back with Yveltal and Darkrai. If we had Dark Patch and Expanded, we could use that too. And you accelerate energy and you are consistent this way. You grab your shit with Ultra Ball, you fill your discard pile with energies, and you get going. We also have Max Elixir too. I decided to run this card to make this deck even more turbo shit. If you're gonna run Umbreon and do it that way, or Zoroark and shit, you probably get rid of like some of these and some energies. I do run shitloads of energies, as you guys are gonna see, because I want to make this as live as possible. I'm not like a super fan. I'm not a big fan of chance cards. So when I tend to use something like Max Elixir, I really want to run fuckloads of energies, and that usually hurts your consistency. but in this deck, we should be kind of good. So that's why it's turbo. That's the beauty of this deck. We can run like Max Elixir effectively. So yeah, we got the one nest ball. Grab some shit for free without ditching shit with Ultra Ball. You got Stretcher too. Once again, Super Rod in this deck is not necessary at all. Stretcher is perfectly fine. Put something back in the hand. Maybe an yveltal EX. Maybe we need an extra. Maybe this guy too. It should be good. I just thought I'd mention, as you guys can see, I only run one of this guy. Even though this is like a turbo shit dark deck, and he probably is the main star, I don't really want to kind of over rely on him. I kind of just want to use him, do what he can do, and that's it. We still want to kind of favor this guy and these guys too, maybe. So yeah, this is why he's only one here. But maybe you can do more if you like. Maybe drop yveltal EX if you like, or this guy. Depends on you. I just thought I'd mention that. So yeah, we got the switch, we got one float stone. These are our only ways to like switch and shit. I've been in a lot of situations where I really just want to switch for the hell of it. I really miss Darkrai EX from Dark Explorers. Uh, what I usually do is sacrifice energy and think like, okay, fuck it, I get energies easy in this deck. And maybe you can do that, but it would have been really good if you had more ways to retreat besides these cards. I don't really want to run more float stone and switches and shit like that. Uh, the best probable scenario is to just run Zoroark from Breakthrough. That's going to be great. I really thought about this, but I decided I don't really want to run like one stage Pokemon. I just want to make it turbo. Just test this more. And I did, and I feel like it's kind of good this way too. But like I've said, if you really want to run a stage line for like Jolteon EX and for other shit, Zoroark is probably the best one from Breakthrough. Uh, I would probably put Umbreon though, because I really just want to play that guy. But yeah, Zoroark is probably the best one. So yeah, so those are the cards for retreating. Our tools are kind of standard. We run a lot of tools in this case because there's a lot of space. You got the one choice band and 3 Fury Belts. I want to maximize damage in the bulk of my Pokemon. Since they're all basics, uh, this makes Yveltal pretty good, makes these guys very good, Darkrai pretty good. Just do that little extra damage, and that goes perfectly with our stadiums. We run 3 stadiums in this case, Reverse Valley. This is what it's called, not Chaos Stadium. It's going to give all my dark Pokemon 10 more, and Devoured Field. Now the reason why I run these cards in these numbers is you can do this in any way you like, but I just decided to do 2 Reverse Valley, 1 of this. So this, if your opponent is using Dark or Dragon Pokemon, you don't want to play this so that you don't give them the bonus as well. And this doesn't give your opponent any bonus if they're just running metal shit and what have you. But if they are running metal shit, then you don't want to play this for nothing and just nullify your extra dark damage. So that's why this is here too. You can play these stadiums any way you like. I play 3 of them total. I want to have a lot of stadiums because we have the space. And this is like an additional damage card, so it's important. Combined with this and our tools and our ways to do fast, quick damage, things like Yveltal can do like 1 for 50 easily. Yveltal EX becomes stronger. This guy becomes stronger. Of course, everybody becomes stronger. They're all dark pretty much. So this guy, of course. Uh, so that's like extra add-on damage. This is why this card is in here. And I don't think there's anything else when it comes to trainers. Well, Max Elixir, we didn't talk about this, but we have to. I mentioned it a little bit. Max Elixir, I run fucking 14 Darkness Energy in this deck and 1 DCE. We want to make this alive as possible. And, letter kind of conflicts and other shit conflicts, but this is still kind of good. If we miss it, it doesn't really matter. This is a turbo deck. We're probably with Sycamore anywhere and shit. So this is good. If you get one or two of these off, man, you're really gonna be filled with energies. Yeah, like it's crazy. You've got a lot of shit. If the Dark Patch was around, man, crazy. But yeah. So max elixir, 3 of these, turbo shit. Right. So that's basically it. So all that's left is these supporters, basically. So Guzma is in here once again, like the Dusknoir deck. Since we have a lot of space, I'm gonna put this guy naturally in. Gonna pull something. Helps us with switching too. Pretty good. You got Lily. This is a fantastic card in this turbo ass deck with all the ultra balls and all the shit. It's great. Got the 3 ends, the 4 sycamores. Like I've mentioned in my Dusknoir deck, in this kind of a deck, 4 sycamore, juniper, whatever is the way to go. I usually run 3, but in this case, we really don't give a fuck. If we ditch energies, we don't give a fuck. If we ditch shit, it's all good. Makes this deck fast. 1 Kukui for that extra 20 could be good. And 1 Skyla, of course. And a card that I don't usually play, but in this deck is just perfectly fine, is Pokemon Fan Club. This deck does run a lot of EXs. Well, not a lot, but 2. And I don't really feel like putting Bridget in here because uh, we don't really want to put this guy on the bench. We want to grab this guy, ditch him, and use his effect to grab an energy for free. So this is why this is better. This can also grab me like Tapu Lele if I only want to grab 1 card, 1 Pokemon, and just grab a Tapu Lele and be ready for next turn, kind of shit. It's a pretty good card still. It's not, it is kind of outclassed by Bridget in most cases, but in this case, this is the better card to run. It's really good. All of our Pokemon are basics. We run a lot of Ultra Balls. We run all of the shit that we need. This is just some good old extra shit that works perfectly. And it's another supporter. So yeah, I have like total 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11 supporters. And I guess Guzma was 12, but this is like a disruption guy. So this is the deck, guys. It's pretty standard. It's a Dark Turbo ass shit deck. This deck is for standard. I know it looks like, wow, standard, really? But yeah, this is a standard deck. Yveltal, these guys have been reprinted. This is probably going to be their last format. They don't have very long, but they are still legal. I'm going to have fun with them in standard while I can. And yeah, you grab a lot of darkness energies. You do fuckloads of easy damage with your stadiums and tools. Accelerate energy and fuck motherfuckers up, basically. The DC is in here mainly for just like a slight extra boost for Yveltal. I kind of did this before in my other decks. Of course, it works with this guy too, with Dark Raid. And maybe if you have a bunch of darkness energy around, but none on your Darkrai, we can just put the straight DC and attack this way. So that's a thing too. So yeah, 1 DC should be okay. So that's the deck. Like I've said, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. You can do all sorts of shit with it. Maybe take some of the text out, put some more Pokemon, put some more stage guys, change shit up, make it maybe less turbo and make it more a control-based deck, I guess. Not so high risk, high return shit. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends if they want to see some cool ass decks. Uh, this is a kind of a deck that we've seen a million times, the Yveltal Dark shit. But you know, every build has some differences. I feel like I've molded my style in these decks, the way I built them over the years. They're pretty fun. I like them. So I'm still going to be making them. I'm going to post games, of course, with this deck. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. SaberWolf94, what's up?